Speak the truth. Come what may, always speak the truth. That is what we said about Satyameva Jayate. We will always say very simply, truth will always prevail upon. It is beyond that. That Satya is God. So always speak the truth.
Early morning, your grandparents rise early in the morning and sitting in the outside. And when you go out, they'll ask, Dada Maga Chanda. You get irritated. Inchina imbe parbe. And ponaga addabai padundulle. And you try to avoid, go from the back door. You respect your elders, take their blessings, their energy transfers to you. It's electricity. When they touch your head, the energy from them comes to you.
Cities without slums, country without slums. And I couldn't have found a better subject to speak on. The reason is this: for the last 65 years, day and night, I've thought about people who are homeless.
My grandfather's favorite writer, Rumi, captured this idea beautifully. Let the beauty we love be what we do. There are hundreds of ways to kneel and kiss the ground.
What I am going to tell you about the other aspect, because in life I have seen there are two types of examination. One is called examination of boards. There is a SSLC examination, which is the 10th examination. There is a 12th examination. Now you have completed your degree examination. These are all examination of board. I would like to tell you about examination of life. I feel that is very, very important in this 21st century. Otherwise, you imagine, for a silly reason, the brothers, sister, parents, they're all watching a TV program. Sister wanted one particular program, which brother said, we'll see it later, and that sister goes to the room and she commits suicide. There are cases, a friend of a pastoral student, he got 98%, which is a fantastic mark, but his friend got 99%. With that, he couldn't control that pressure. He jumped in front of a moving rail and he committed suicide. What is the use of all that degree, all that imagination, when we cannot manage our basic life? How grateful you are, because this life is not ours. We were not there. I was not there 67 years back. I will not be there any second, any moment. So that means my life is not my life. I am a custodian. God has given me this life. And what for? The essence of life is help the others. Help the others. Nothing more, nothing less, my friend. Because what we need to get, God is already destined. What we have to get, we will definitely get. But what we need to do as a human being, think of others. So I will tell you, because in the examination of board, question paper is the same. Correct? Each one will get a different question paper? No. You all get the same question paper, and more or less your answer also practically the same. You may change some words, you may change how you coin the words and the preamble and all that, but prima facie question is the same, answer is the same. But in the examination of life, every question paper is different for each person. There is no similarity. Every person carrying their own question paper. When the question is separate, special, naturally answer cannot be the standard. So what is that question? What is that question? I would like to, talk to you people, and I'm sure, it will come to your support, in your long career. First aspect of question of the examination of life is, whatever we are, be truthful. Speak the truth. Come what may, always speak the truth. That is what we said about Satyameva Jayate. We'll always say very simply, truth will always prevail upon. It is beyond that. That Satya is God. So always speak the truth. And if somebody entrusted with you something, be the trustworthy of that entrustment. Always the custodian of that trust. If you get a job, it is not that 9 to 6. You must work beyond the call of the duty. I was really astonished when I came to know yesterday with our Kirti Shasa. Can you imagine, 83 years young he is, and he tells me that I work even today minimum 13 hours a day. I left him at 8 o'clock, after having early dinner, and morning, 6 o'clock early morning, he went to Tannir Bavi for viewing the beach and enjoying that, beach front. And one other aspect, whether you are a businessman, whether you are whether you're going to get a job or whatever, try to do something beyond that. Get connected with your village. See which is your government school near to your school, near to your home, or en route, whatever. Try to go to that school first. Which is your first school where you did your primary? Go to that school. Try to teach them, help them. That is all making life really meaningful. Otherwise, what is this world? At the end of the day, my friend, the life is nothing more than 6 by 3 by 2. You may wonder, what is the 6 by 3 by 2? If I tell the second one, you will understand clearly. For a personality like Amitabh Bachchan, it could be 7 by 3 by 2. For a personality like Amir Khan, it is 5 by 3 by 2. For a person like me, it is 6 by 3 by 2. That's the end. Nothing more, nothing less. Then what we are going to leave behind, the legacy what we are going to leave behind, that matters. And that is all we need to work. That is all we need to work. So, ultimately, once again, I appeal to you, don't look for shortcut, be always hardworking, ready to sacrifice, and have a big heart, magnanimity, have a big heart, and always pray to God. Always pray to God. The greatest power on earth, the greatest weapon with us is a prayer. Prayer can move the mountain. So be good. And one last thing I want to tell you. We are all religious, whichever the religion we may be, but we are all religious people. We need to raise the bar. From religious, we must become spiritual. The spirituality is most important. In the spirituality, when it comes to spirituality, then there is no, religion or caste or creed and things like that. That is how my granddaughter Mariam Sara said that my favorite poet is, Rumi. Rumi is one beautiful sentence I want to say, then I want to close my talk. He said, lamps are different. He said, lamps are different, but light is the same. After learning all the religion, then he summarized the whole thing, and he said, the lamps are different, but the light is the same, and it comes from beyond. What a beautiful saying, sir. So I pray to God Almighty to make our effort easy, make our journey meaningful, virtuous, and successful for this world and hereafter. Good luck. God bless. Thank you.
I do not even know how to begin. I'm so absolutely overwhelmed by what Syed Saab is and this campus is. Just 2 days ago, when we found out in Ahmedabad that going to Mangalore is difficult in the sense that It takes a whole day. There is no direct commit. There is no direct flight. And therefore my wife and son said, why are you going? What is the purpose? What will you get? Why don't you tell them that you can't come? Believe me, if I had not come, I would have missed one of the most important events of my life. And I'm in it. And I'm in it because of number of reasons. Number one, to have met Syed Saab. My relationship with him is 4 days old. I had never met him. I met him only yesterday evening. And drive from the airport to the hotel. And this morning, I realized I haven't met a person like him. And that is not what is said. But I told myself that if I was a woman, I would like to marry him. Ma'am, don't feel bad. He is such an incredible visionary, a man with huge heart and ability. And therefore it's my privilege, Syed Saab, to be here with the students, with the faculty, and in the campus. Before I start my presentation, which is slightly odd presentation for this audience, let me make 3 observations. Number one is this. One of the most important things that has happened to us as mankind, one of the most important things that we learn is that save tiger, save lion, save birds, save rivers, save Amazon, save Ganges, save Himalayas, and with climate change, save the world, this beautiful planet. Question that comes up to me all the time is, what has happened to us 6 feet, 5 feet 6 inch human being, and we become such huge destroyers? Why have we become destroyers of environment, destroyers of forests, destroyer of birds, destroyer of wildlife? And we got to think about it every single day ourselves, that we have become destroyers. And we have got to reconvert ourselves. We have got to become creators. And a campus like this makes you creator. And I'm very happy that this campus has this huge ability to inspire this creativity. This is number one. I was listening to this presentation today, and I heard something which took me back approximately 65 years. When I was a student of architecture in Ahmedabad, the SEPT University. And I was fighting an election, students' election, and I wrote a manifesto. And I came across this manifesto just last year in the old books. And what I wrote was this, that this campus is not to create good architects, successful architects, or fashionable architects. This campus must create leaders of the society. And I'm very glad that is what was spoken today, that this campus is not to create good professionals, good technologists, good architects and good engineers. This campus is to create good leaders. And this society badly needs good leaders. So that's the second thing. And my third thing, sir, is the request to you. I request, and this is the funny thing, take one of the caps and put it in my head The reason is I don't have a degree. And my wife last 60 years told me I don't have a degree. So if I had to get, I'm 83 years old, there is no way to go back to the college. But I thought if I had to get a degree, I will get it from this campus and I'll get it from a man like Syed Saab. So please give me degree, please take photograph, send it to my wife and tell her that I have a degree. Thank you very much.
Don't worry, you have one companion also. I'm also a school dropout. I never had a degree, so you have to give me that degree on my head.
After that. So, sorry, I have a big head and nothing will fit there, but this is fine. Okay, fine. Thank you very much. My wife now knows that I have a degree. Thank you very much, sir.
Now you have to put on my head to make sure that my wife can witness.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. No, this to me, sir.
No, this is fine.
No, you have to put.
Oh, you have to put it. Oh, you have to. So this is to you, sir. Ma'am, he has a degree now. He has a degree. Please allow him to come home. Thank you very much. And now to my speech. I have been given 20 minutes to speak. I hope you will not count this few minutes, into my speech time. And he was kind enough to ask me to speak on cities without slums, country without slums. And I couldn't have found a better subject to speak on. The reason is this: for the last 65 years, day and night, I've thought about people who are homeless, thought about people who are in poor living conditions, and work for solutions, work for ideas, work for innovation. So thank you very much to ask me to speak something which is very near to my heart. Now, look at this very beautiful picture here, and it's titled, Cities Without Slums. A few years ago, I made this picture in one of the meetings on slums, on housing, and I've never forgotten to use this picture. The reason is, all the beauty we are seeking in cities, all the grace you are looking in our cities is in this particular photograph. And therefore, I'm not saying this is a city without slums, but if you're thinking about cities, if you're dreaming about cities without slum, this photograph is worth remembering. Let's move to the second slide. Basically speaking, what I'm saying is slums are solvable. And I'm going to put forward a 20-point formula. And I'm also, if I have time, talk about a replicable model that has come up out of all places in the world in India. I don't know how the time, but if I have time, I would talk about it. And if I don't, I promise you to come back to talk about it next year or any other time, but I'll do that. Now, this is a very important image, very important photograph. These are two houses. Ambani's house in Mumbai and Ambika's house in Mumbai. They are just 400 meters away, just 400. That house costs $1 billion, $1 billion. And this house doesn't have a room, doesn't have a water, does not have electricity. An interesting part of the story is both houses play the same role. They provide shelter, they provide bedroom, they provide kitchen, they provide everything that a home is about. And the reason this particular picture I use time and again when I talk about slums, slum is not an issue of housing. Slum is not an issue of resources. It's not only issue of land. It's issue of inequality in our society. And this particular picture talks about that inequality. And I wanted that particular picture to begin with in order to put in context what I'm talking about.
I graduated from NMA-MIT in 1992 as a computer science graduate, and back then, we used to always dream of going abroad. And luckily for me, I went abroad within 6 months, and I got a chance to go to Japan. And when I went to Japan, I got a very good job, programming. I was building some cutting edge work, and it made me so much more happy because nobody used to get to go to Japan, and many of my friends were, my seniors were going to US, and I thought myself as something, something special, or something special was cut out for me. And within a few months of being there, I was shocked by, what Japan had to offer for me. I had some idea about what Japan was, reading, from history and all those things. But, here was a land which was, a small country compared to the US, which is what we always grew to admire and idolize. Here is a land, which is, at that stage in 1993, was challenging US on every front, on technology, on cars, on manufacturing, on they were buying all the Hollywood studios. What China is now, Japan was in 1993. And within a year of being there, I said, look, if this company, which was completely destroyed in World War II, can rise up and challenge the #1 country in the world, what am I doing, going abroad? So I decided that whatever I do in my life, I'm going to go back to India and start something. Okay, and my journey started with RoboSoft. I started a company called RoboSoft in Bombay in 96, which was only doing software development. Internet was new. I thought I will do something. Within 2 years, I came down to NITK step, and then after another 2 years, I went to Udupi, started the company with grew the company. So started as a one-person company in Surathkal. That one person became 3 person, 3 people become 20 people. When I went to Udupi, 20 people become 40, 40 became 140, 140 became by 2021 we were 1,000 strong company again primarily in Udupi, and we were doing cutting edge work for all the customers in anywhere in the world, be it Apple, Disney, Hewlett Packard, Epson, Canon, Discovery. We were doing all cutting edge work, and I was lucky to get an opportunity to sell that company as well, and I did. Long story short, my journey taught a few things to me. Okay, number one lesson that I want to leave people here is that life is a marathon. Right, remember this, as students, as graduating students, or as graduates rather, life is a marathon. Now today, where you sit, some of you might have gotten really good offers in the campus, maybe, 10 lakh, 20 lakh, 30 lakh, I don't know what. Some of you might not have gotten anything, okay? And you might be feeling very happy, some people will be feeling very down, okay? But, this is not, you're just starting your career, and what happens in 6 months or a year doesn't determine anything, because life is not a sprint, life is a marathon. And if you're done really well, try to sustain the momentum and try to achieve further. But if you are not, don't get disheartened and try to be persevering, have hope, have determination, and make sure that you keep trying till you succeed. Okay, because life is a marathon. Ultimately, what determines whether you have done it, been there, is when you probably reach the age of 50, looking back and deciding, okay, what have I achieved, okay, what have I gained, what have I created, okay, this becomes very important. So any small successes, don't take it to your head, failures, don't take it to your heart, always persevere, and that's because life is a marathon.
As educators and mentors, it's our duty to inspire and guide our students so that they apply their learning to service of these national goals with the spirit of nationalism and vision of one India. Let us take pride in knowing that the engineering education leaves a permanent mark on one's life. The journey of an engineer is one of the constant learning relentless curiosity, a never-ending quest to make things better, more efficient, more meaningful. The life of an engineer is indeed that of a lifelong student, always eager to learn, innovate, and improve the world around them. That's my official convocation. Let's become unofficial. There are some few suggestions, or I am nothing, I am just a teacher who can suggest you. Never forget your duties to your parents, your society, your country, and to your teachers. Nourish your body, mind, and heart every single day. The true growth is holistic. Your slogan, as Said Saab has written it, purity and clarity. Purity by heart, clarity by power. It tells everything. I think you can read what the slogan written there. That inspires you. Do not confuse success with excellence. Success is temporary, but excellence endures. Remember, both success and failures are transitory. What matters most is integrity, effort, and resilience. Keep faith in yourself, in the power of wisdom, the strength of honesty, and above all, in the grace of Almighty. The pledge what you have taken, every statement started with, "Oh God." That is what the faith you should have. And finally, the message to the graduates 2025. My heartfelt congratulations to the graduates of 2025 and to your proud parents. You are among the fortunate few who have had a privilege of studying in this renowned institution of experience that will continue to reward you throughout your life. Carry forward the values and knowledge you have gained here. Let them be your guiding light as you shape the future of our nation. I also take this opportunity to express my appreciation, deep appreciation and sincere thanks to Bearys Education Institute's family, especially the Said Saab for inviting me to this prestigious event, and Mr. Manjur Basha, who considered me to be a better person to give a convocation address. May this temple of education and humanity continue to grow and serve the field of engineering, science and architecture and the society at large. Early morning, your grandparents rise early in the morning and sitting in the outside. And when you go out, they'll ask, "Dada maga chanda." You get irritated. Inchina imbe parbe, and ponaga addabai padundulle. And you try to avoid, go from the back door. Do you know they have spent their 80, 90, 70 years doing tapasya, bringing you up without telling what their difficulties is. And with one shot, he said, I poured yag dalaguchid yenna ajji, yenna amme, yenna appe, anpad. अरे इतना जल्दी साला बन गए तुम लोग, साहब में तो साला बन गया. Don't do that. India, Karnataka, Mangalore, we have a culture, we respect our elders. You respect your elders, take their blessings, their energy transfers to you. It's electricity. When they touch your head, the energy from them comes to you. You'll be energized. That is the way you respect your teachers, respect your gurus, respect your parents. वो सब छोड़ते अरे इंजीनियर बन गए तो सैयद अकल दादा पक्कड़े. Not पक्कड़े. They have wasted their life on you, man and women.
Class of 2025. Congratulations. I am Sara Nasir, granddaughter of Syed Beary, and that I must say a very proud one. While I didn't spend the last 4 years mastering the complex principles of engineering and architecture like you, I did spend my life learning from the principles that built this institution. My grandfather was not an engineer. However, he was a visionary who understood that the true genius of engineering lies not in its complexity, but in its impact. He built this college because he believed that intellectual achievement must be matched by community service. His life was dedicated to giving back, not just with money, but with time, energy, and an unwavering belief in lifting up those around him. He taught me that the biggest differences you can make isn't always through a grand project, but through consistency and care. That commitment to serve is why I will always look up to him. He showed me that true leadership isn't about being the smartest person in the room, it's about being the person who ensures the room is accessible to everyone. Now that spirit passes to you. You are the builders, the problem solvers, and the architects of the future. The world needs your unique skill set, and it needs your empathy. My grandfather's favorite writer, Rumi, captured this idea beautifully. Let the beauty we love be what we do. There are hundreds of ways to kneel and kiss the ground. Class of 2025, you now have the tools to practice your own form of service. Let the beauty of your design be the good you do for others. Go forward, build ethically, serve tirelessly, and make the world a more equitable place. We are so proud of you. Congratulations.